We're back, baby. We're back. Oh, yeah. Oh, it feels good to be back. What's up, people? What's up, people? I got some stories to tell. Oh my God. Gen Con was crazy. Absolutely crazy. I knew this is my second time. I knew what I was doing this time. I didn't lose my voice. And I have quite the story for you guys about the most epic game of a tabletop roleplay game I've ever played, TTRPG. The one that is crazy. It was crazy. So if y'all don't know what we're going to talk about, I'm going to get through the story, and then you'll see. I'll probably make a video about the story as well. But I played DC20 with Brandon Mulligan and Abria Iyengar. That's the spoiler of the story, because that's crazy. But I'm going to tell how it went, how the whole thing went. Long story short, they were blown away, but there's quite a story in the gaps in there. So yes, lots of stuff to talk about. We're going to get through all of that. But what's up, people? We're back, baby. What's up, Volatile? Yeah, travel went great. Everything was good. I was roommates with Luke from the DM Lair. We were roomies again. We carpooled out there. Got a hotel that was like half an hour away from the venue. That sucked, but you know, whatever. But yeah, no convoys. Yes, yeah, and I wasn't sick for the week after, so yeah, it was I did it right. I did it right. And it's good to be back singing Smash. Yeah, I'm so excited to be back, especially at this time. I don't think I've ever been more excited to like start diving into what we have in store, because after the Kickstarter, I haven't been able to shut off since. Lots of people have been like, oh, hey, take a break, enjoy the not yet. I might take, you can see the office, you can still see boxes. I tell my patrons all the time, y'all know I'll be okay whenever there's no boxes and these shelves are up. There's supposed to be shelves here and here to fill out the rest of the space in the background. And as soon as there is a good background with not whatever's going on down there, down here, right? As soon as all the background looks good, y'all know I've had enough time to, you know what I'm saying? So that is when y'all will know that things are good. But I have gone from Kickstarter, absolutely crazy, launching the Kickstarter, managing the middle of the Kickstarter, ending the Kickstarter, fulfilling the Kickstarter, Gen Con, I'm playing with Brennan, making a one-shot, going to Gen Con, being in Michigan, which is where we go to for family and stuff. My wife's family lives in Michigan and we stay with them. So it's like a little family vacation moment there, and then come back and then, right? So, whoo, baby, it's been a whirlwind, but now I'm back, and now I can start to do stuff with all of the crazy opportunities we have now after the Kickstarter. Lots of really cool stuff. Literally yesterday I had a meeting with Demiplane and we set the whole thing up. I met the whole team there's like 6 people that are like diving into DC20. There's one dude that went through the rules of the whole rules and was like, well, actually, what's this and this and that? I was like, oh man, you know your rules. Let's go. So super exciting stuff. I bought my condo 4.5 years ago, still not unpacked. Yeah, I feel you. I feel worse about my setup, or I feel bad for you guys in a sense, because you have to see a messy backdrop in a video. So I'm making YouTube videos, and in the background it's freaking messy and stuff. And then Aegis Virium gifted 20 Dungeon Coach memberships. Oh my God! Wow, thanks is right. Yes, wow, thanks. That's crazy. Thank you for that. Wow, let's go. Thank you, Aegis. That's nuts. And speaking of all that, we'll dive right into it. TN Tori, what's up? TN Tori with the five more Dungeon Coach memberships. Wow, everybody's getting memberships. Yeah. Oh, thanks, guys. Welcome back, everybody. And then Liam with a $50 super chat. I would like to thank everyone for your kind words a few streams ago. I thought I'd update everybody, letting you all know my mom is out of the hospital. We still have a long road, but she is expected to make a full recovery. Once again, thank you all. Oh, Liam. Anybody that's been a part of these live streams know we gave Liam some love last time, and thanks for the update, Liam. And that's a wild super chat to give for the update. Thank you so much, dude. Gosh, you're amazing. Oh man, fantastic news is right, Kaylor. Yes. And then Claudio was in the live stream this morning. I did a Patreon live stream this morning. We brainstormed Ranger subclasses. So stay tuned for some really cool Ranger subclasses. A Spider-Man Ranger What? A Batman Ranger? I don't know. They're not going to be called that, obviously. But Curly Bolt with a super chat. Really enjoyed talking to you at Gen Con. My players will be fighting the Hag in 2 days. Excited to use the mind control feature we talked about. Whew, I won't say anything. Oh, yes. I love that. I love that. Yes, we did a little meetup at Gen Con, and I know exactly who you are now. So that's really cool. And I'll remember that icon now. Oh, man, it's cool. It was cool to actually... last year, I did a meetup. Last year I did a meetup at Gen Con and 2 people showed up, which, you know, a year ago, things were not near what they are now. 2 people showed up to that meetup and I sat there for an hour. I was just working on DC20, typing stuff away at the convention floor, just working on DC20, and 2 people came up to say what's up. And then this time we did a meetup and there was 20, 30 people. It was crazy. Crazy over the sprinkled across. So yeah, it was absolutely wild. Gen Con, much different than last year. And then Velios with another super chat. Hey, looking to publish magic items for DC20, but I'm struggling with it. Should I only be using properties given in the document, or should I make new properties? For example, how can I make a potion of lava breathing? Exactly. Okay, so Velios. What Velios is talking about is every month on Patreon, I release a DC20 magazine. We just released DC20 magazine volume 2, which is a custom magic item system. It is basically, if you like the weapon system in DC20, it is like that, but for magic items. So super cool there. So by no means, if you want to make a magic item, that document is just help and resources to be able to help you balance out that whole situation. So if you wanted to make your own, make up new properties, please. You have to, you know, that you'll see. Make up new properties. You can figure out you can easily figure out what the balance rating of those magic items is based on the document that's there. So awesome. Use that document for inspiration. Make some magic items. Go wild. Go crazy. Love that. Love that. Love that. All right. So, hydration check. I see it. I see you. Okay. Now, it's time to get into the story, people. It's time to get into the story. Where we at? Aaron, I love the purple line right there. Alfred! What up, coach? Keep living the dream, brother. Oh, man, Alfred. You got to come to Gen Con next year, Alfred, so I can give you a big old bear hug, because I don't know. You're the most huggable guy that I've ever chatted with. All the different chats you've said, I don't know, man. I don't know why. That maybe seems weird, but I'm going to embrace it. So anyway, little 8-year-old cousin talking about purple penguins. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Hey, Trixie Ray. Hey, okay, cool. So now let's talk about some story, people. Wait, time out real quick before I get carried away. This is a bit of a sad situation, but I want to try and celebrate this in a way for this community. And I don't want the word celebrate to come across weird, but to honor somebody. So on a bit of a somber note, I received messages through Kickstarter, and after a couple of confirmations back and forth, there was a person. I'm not going to say, they never said if I should say the name, so I'm going to leave the person anonymous just for the sake of their family and stuff. But there was a friend, someone who reached out to me, and they said that their best friend just passed away unexpectedly out of nowhere, but their best friend backed DC20. Their best friend fully backed DC20, and they backed it. Let me double check. They backed it at the deluxe tier, so like a next level. Someone who truly was excited for DC20 got the deluxe tier, and then unexpectedly passed away. So sad moment for sure. And with talking through the friend, we decided the best thing to honor their best friend's excitement for DC20 is to pass that on and pass that forward. So tonight at the end of the live stream, there's no goals, there's no things, or there's no anything like that. At the end of the stream, no matter what, I am just giving away a deluxe tier of the game, a deluxe backer reward. So you get the limited edition cover, action trackers, metal dice. Like it's like the package, right? So yeah, I'm gonna give away a deluxe tier in honor of them, and talking with all that. So that definitely hit me hard. And in the middle of the scramble of all this stuff, you know, all these things, and I get that message, and it just hit me right. So yeah, absolute heart goes out to obviously the person who reached out to me. Heart breaks for you, man, and the family and all the friends. So in order to carry on that person's excitement for DC20, we're going to pass that on forward and do that as well. And we're also going to do another giveaway, as I normally do at every live stream, of adding in some extra stuff, DC20 stuff on top of whatever else is going on. So there we go. Now, with that out of the way and all the announcements and all the preamble and everything, I think it's time to get ready to tell the story of what happened. Let's go. So now, let's do it. So first of all, I'm going to kind of shift it over here. I have some notes. Here's how this whole stream is going to go. Also, guys, by the way, is I'm going to tell the whole story. I'm going to clip this at some point and put it up in a YouTube video, just so that I can this story can be told, because it is wild and it's one of the craziest moments of my TTRPG life, if not the craziest. No, it is the craziest. So I'm going to clip this, turn into a video, and at the end of the story, I'm going to tell the whole story. At the end of the story, we'll just start talking about it. You guys can ask questions about it. We'll see if this turns into a Q&A stream, but it's probably just going to be more so just a chat. It's been 2 or 3 weeks or something since I've hung out with you guys. So we're just going to chat at the end of it. If you have questions, you can ask me questions, specific questions about how it went and all that kind of stuff too. So cool, no worries there. And also any sort of super chats that happened during that, I'll go back and catch up on those. And we'll see that. So we probably won't have a Q&A this live stream because I'm telling the story and I'll get caught up in everything. And then next week we'll go back to the actual Q&A format. So saw DC20 from D&D Shorts and D4 optimized. Immediately had to back it. Since I've run The Hunted twice, I'm signed up to run it at a local TTRPG convention. I'm excited to help spread the word of DC20 here in New Zealand. New Zealand, right? NZ, that's what that is, right? Simon, appreciate it, brother. You know, it's funny. I ran into D&D Shorts multiple times throughout the whole convention. We ran into each other multiple times. Literally, he was scootering. We stopped. We just kept gravitating towards each other. That was kind of crazy. And then D4, I was at one of my fan meetups. One of the little meetups I did at Gen Con, and I'm in the middle of the circle. We're talking about DC20, and I just feel these hands come around me. And I was like, whoa, what? And I turn around and it's Colby from D4 Deep Dive. I was like, hey, buddy. So gotta see him there too. So I'm glad. And that was the only time. We got to see each other. It wasn't, oh yeah, see, Curly Bolt was there. He said that was so funny. You were there. I was at that meetup traveling out of Shlar. Let's go. Oh, quit distracting him from the story. Thank you, Jonathan. There's my ADHD kicking in. Oh God, there's my elbow, funny bone kicking in. Ha ha ha. All right, here we go. Steely still coming after me. Steely, what? Future limited edition copies of the leather book. So the limited edition covers are only available through BackerKit right now. So technically they still are available because BackerKit is open. And if you go to Kickstarter right now and you go to link on the Kickstarter, it takes you to a branch. If you want digital stuff, you go to the DC20.com, and if you want to buy hardcover stuff, you can go to the BackerKit. On BackerKit, there still is the limited edition covers, only because I haven't done a print run of them yet, and I don't know how many to print. So as soon as that's done and I close off BackerKit in however many months from now, I'm not going to print those again. The only time I could maybe see it happening is other Kickstarters in the future, but not even maybe the next one. It's going to be a whole thing. So anyway, there's that. So there we go. And now I can focus on the story. Let us tell the story. So let me get some water, hydration check. Here we go. Oh, hey, we're good. Okay. I have a story to tell you guys about the craziest and wildest TTRPG experience of my life. I played DC20 with Brennan Lee Mulligan and Abria Iyengar at Gen Con. Absolutely crazy. And there was a third player thrown in there, Taylor Moore, who is the producer of the Worlds Beyond Number. There we go. Taylor Moore is the producer of Worlds Beyond Number. Is that what it's called? I'm not. No. Hold up. Time out, everybody. Time out. No, we're not messing this up. Is it Worlds Beyond Number? World Beyond Number? Is it World or Worlds? Worlds Beyond Number. Worlds Beyond Number. Okay. We're good. There we go. Worlds without never. No, don't get me messed up now. Okay. Now we're back. Now we're good. Okay, cool. and a third player added in of Taylor Moore, who is the producer of Worlds Beyond Number, one of the podcasts that Brennan, Abria, Erica Ishii, and Lou Wilson is all on, that they run a podcast of. Absolutely awesome podcast, and he's the producer of it. So they were all playing together with me. And the craziest part is I came up through the TTRPGs with Brennan Lee Mulligan. I have made videos on this channel. I've always said in live streams, he is my favorite dungeon master. He is my hero as far as the TTRPGs are concerned. Awesome person, great dude. Literally taught me how to be a dungeon master through watching the things he's done, through the different next level ideas of Homebrew, the way he sets the cinematics and all this other kind of stuff that sets the stage with mechanics, all the stuff. He essentially taught me the game. And if you really step back and think about it, a lot of his inspiration is in DC20. And I reached out to Brennan in that way and was talk to Brennan. I worked with him in Alcanar's Almanac in a small way. There's a rule in Alcanar's Almanac of an adversity system that is heavily inspired and based off of a Dimension 20 season of Never After. Oh my gosh, what is it? Oh my God, see, this is my brain's blanking. Dimension 20, it's the New York, Unsleeping City. Okay. Heavily based off of the Unsleeping City, the New York setting of the magic in the city. The Unsleeping City had an addiction system in there, and I based it an adversity system heavily off of that. So I reached out and I worked with their team, and it made a whole rule system. So I had a connection with Brendan from that, and then I reached out and talked to him about DC20. We had an hour-long Zoom call, and we had another one a few months later, and he liked what he heard and liked the whole concept of DC20. Thought it was cool, the different direction I was taking the game in. We talked about it, and turns out that he was going to be at Gen Con, and I was going to be at Gen Con too. And he said, "What's your schedule?" And I literally scheduled nothing. I didn't go to a single panel. I didn't go to a single game. I didn't run any game. I just literally, only thing that mattered was running a game for Brennan. And then we all scheduled it up, set it up, and had the time slot. We were good to go. And then I tried to get venues, to get a location, all this kind of stuff. And then his assistant reached out to me and said, "Oh, we got to move the time slot." I was like, "Sure, fine, no matter, no, absolutely, anything matters." And he said, because Brennan wanted to invite Abria Iyengar. And then my brain exploded. That is insane. I met Abria through Dimension 20 whenever they played Magic and Misfits and Magic. That episode, absolutely amazing. And ironically enough, sentimentally fate enough, they didn't play D&D in that season of Dimension 20. They played Kids on Brooms. So Abria was the game master and beautifully ran it. And she, ever since I saw her on Exandria Unlimited and anything that I've seen her on, she has blown my mind. I call her the meta queen. She is the queen of meta and has taught me things about different ways you can transcend the game from a meta standpoint and take your game master games to the next level. So that was insane to have those two at the table, my two huge inspirations of me. Even just being who I am at this point, and the skill set that I have, the mindset I have, all the stuff, for them to be at the same table. And then to find out also their producer was in the middle of all this. So the craziest game of my life. That's the setup of what I had to do. And I was extremely nervous, extremely excited, and absolutely wild and blown away from this whole thing happening. So to take you through the whole situation, I made a one-shot from scratch, which might not have been a good idea, but I wanted to showcase DC20 to these two people as best as I possibly could. And I made it from scratch. I wanted to showcase combat skill challenges. I want to showcase fate rolls. I wanted to showcase help challenges. I want to showcase combat. I want to showcase all the things that DC20 has to offer. And I asked them a question, "Oh, do you want me to do a pre-made character or do you want to do character creation?" And they chose to do character creation themselves, which made me excited because that means they cared enough to want to see the characters be made. But then also now that 3-hour time window we had, I have to make characters, teach them the game, run a one-shot. Hoy, right? So I'm gonna run through the whole thing, how the whole thing went down. But the rest of the journey to get to the table with Brennan and Abria is I got there to the room. Brennan's assistant found a room, worked with people at D&D, and if you didn't know this, and actually I have it pulled up on my screen right now. There is a video that was released, an Astarion and a Kalarsh adventure, Love and a Legendary Action in Baldur's Gate. This video right here, I'm gonna pull up right now. this video, wherever they're at here, right? This video, there we go. Let me move myself here. There we go. This video that they filmed was minutes after playing DC20 with me. I just think that's kind of crazy too, is to see that this game that they played at the Gen Con Stadium, this one, here we go. Them two just finished playing DC20 with me minutes before going here. This thing started at like 5 or something, and we ended our game at 4:30, and then they left to go. I think it started at 6 or something, and at 5 they had to do curtain call or whatever, technical things going on. But they ran a game, and this whole thing, if you all want to see it on YouTube, this is the game. But they ran that minutes after playing DC20 with me, and it was crazy. So we're in this massive theater hall, and there's this room, and I have a video I've posted on it. But we're in this room, and there's this one table. I set everything up, and the tables and the chairs and all the different stuff, and it was crazy. So I'm in the middle of setting things up. The game was supposed to start at 1:30, and like half an hour before, Brennan shows up. And I got to meet Brennan Lee Mulligan. And if there's anyone in the world that I could meet, you know that question people ask about, like, oh, if you could sit and have dinner with anybody, I would have chosen Brennan Lee Mulligan. Like, that would be my answer. So to meet that person, I don't think that's a very rare opportunity for me to have, and a lot has led to that opportunity to be able to be possible. But yeah, Brendan walked in the room. There was 2 people at the door that he already knew, and he greeted them, and I was like, oh, what? Okay, I guess here we go. I wasn't expecting that. He showed up early because he had some other stuff to take care of, and we saw each other, and we're like, hey, and now we've met. Obviously, we've met through Zoom and stuff, but never in person. So I came in for the big bear hug, and the nicest guy ever, as you would assume and imagine. No surprise. Genuinely excited to see me, which felt crazy. Yeah, we just said that excited to play the game. I was like, I was excited to play the game with you. This is crazy. And that was kind of the moment of like, I never thought, if I rewind 5 years, I know this might be a little cliche too, but if you told me 5 years ago when I started YouTube, while watching Brendan Lee Mulligan on Dimension 20, that I would be playing with Brendan Lee Mulligan and Abria Iyengar and their Taylor Moore, their producer, that I'd be playing with them. And not only would we not be playing Dungeons and Dragons, the game I was currently watching in DM, we'd be playing a game that I made, playing DC20. That's insane. And that's probably that's the emotional aspect of it too. That's just wild. It's a wild experience to have that be why we're here. We're here to play DC20. It's not what. So, and that's just another thing that for those 3 to stop out of to take out of their time, all the stuff about these big things they're doing. They're about to run this game, and they wanted to stop and spend hours playing DC20. Like, it just shows. It means a lot. It means a whole lot. So. Okay. We all, that Brendan had to leave and go do some stuff. And then Taylor came in. I got to meet Taylor Moore. We had to talk about, I learned a lot about Taylor Moore from just kind of reading up on all the stuff he's done. And he's a producer of lots of different podcasts that you probably know about. So met him. Extremely genuine dude, just a big happy-go-lucky. Imagine Matthew McConaughey, just like a super chill, happy Matthew McConaughey guy. He's just all good and it's all happy. He's just all smiles, man. Props to you, Taylor. He probably made me kind of calm down, because literally before he walked in, my literal hands were shaking. I have very steady hands. They don't move. But my hands were literally like this. And I was like, this has never happened in my life. My hands have never twitched or tremored or anything. So I was like, okay, calm down. So Taylor probably was my catalyst to be able to kind of calm down and feel all of that. And then Abria walks in. And I've never been given a bigger hug by someone I've never met than Bria. Now, me and Brenna had a huge bear hug, right? But we've talked multiple other times. We've sent multiple emails. We've Zooms called before. Bria we've never spoken. We've never emailed. We've never seen each other ever. And I just felt so loved just from that one hug. And she was just like, I'm so excited to play your game. And I was like, oh, what? So that was crazy too. And then we all sat down at the table, and that was another like they're all kind of talking to each other. And I just had like this like existential, like, we're all gathered around the table. I'm at the head of the table behind this game screen, and I was like, I just kind of sat down. Yeah, that was crazy. And I guess this will probably not be the best way to do this, but I might as well show some pictures of that moment. Oh yeah, here's the big hugs. There we go. Big hugs with Abria. Oh, that's my son climbing a pull-up bar. Big hugs with Abria. This is taken after the game. You can see the table in the background. There's Taylor Moore. Hey. And then me and Brennan, the AA, and then the big squad all together. So yeah, that just was wild. To use Brennan's favorite word, that was wild. So we all sat down. We're kind of chilling. We transitioned like, hey, so like let's play. So then I started it off. Those who know me, I'm a sappy dude. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I am a big sap ball. So I had to start off by giving them some sappy gifts. I'm not going to get into the whole thing of like what I gave them and what I said and all that kind of stuff, but I know them very well as far as you could learn from seeing what the works of stuff they've done. And I found very specific sentimental dice gifts to give to them, specifically for what they've accomplished and how they even met and how they all kind of work together as one. So I was able to kind of thank them and give them a sentimental gift. Because I mean, what are you gonna buy? What are you gonna buy them? You know what I'm saying? So trying to give them a thank you to truly let them understand how much I appreciated that they wanted to take the time, like I said earlier, to just play a game with me. That's crazy. Then I threw this down. I was like, all right, so y'all ready? All right, y'all ready to go? And then I threw this at him. I go, hello, one and all. Welcome to your first ever playtest of DC20. I am your humble dungeon coach, and with us are our wild adventurers. Say hello, wild adventurers. And I threw that down, and that was just a little icebreaker. Honestly, even for me, just to be weird and goofy to kind of shake out the nerves and stuff. But then we did character creation, and we walked through character creation. Brennan created a dwarf and giant born ancestry commander. An intelligence-based commander, and he just described himself as a square. He's like, I'm a dwarf, but I'm a giant-born dwarf, so I'm just literally 8 feet wide. I'm like a human-sized wide wall of a person, and he took agility, a -2 in agility, and a 3 in intelligence. It was beautiful. He's like, if it's time for me to die, then it's time for me to die. I'm not moving. So he was just going to take whatever came his way, not move, and just get hit. And he's intelligence. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. So that was him. And his shield was a barn door. So there's that. And then Abria played a fallen Angelborn Spellblade. Props to Abria for taking the Spellblade, because if you play Spellblade for the first time ever, you gotta learn the martial stuff and the spellcaster stuff all at once. And I got some more shout outs for Abria of how she played, because it was masterful. It literally felt like Abria had played DC20 before. I think I asked her, I was like, have you played this game before? Like, what the heck? And then Taylor did a redeemed Fiendborn. So if you get caught that there, Abria played a fallen Angelborn, and Taylor played a redeemed Fiendborn. Super cool to see the little interaction when they did character creation stuff there. And then he was a sorcerer, like a dark psionic umbral sorcerer. So there you go. They they started making characters, and it was really cool to see them point out cool things about DC20 in comparison to the games they're used to playing. Like, oh, so that means you could do this. Oh, so now I can. Oh, wow. Oh, that. So just to see them with like the game master minds that they have, appreciate and understand the direction I was going with and why I made the rule choices and why character creation works the way it does and all that stuff. That felt really good for me not to have to say, oh, I did this because of it, or I did it because, and like they understood, right? So that meant a lot. And then at the end of character creation, Brennan said, wait, so that's it? That's not bad. Wow, that's not bad at all. That's a great character creation. Because also keep in mind, I was also teaching them the game. So we had 3 hours. We had from 1:30 to 4:30 was the whole thing. And I got to respect their time. I'm shutting it down at 4:30. So now that took an hour and a half of the time. Right now, keep in mind that hour and a half was hanging out and me not rushing them to, oh, let's play the game. Because I genuinely just wanted to kind of let it be natural, let it flow. I don't want to rush them. I'm just appreciative of them being here, and me being here. So that was some kind of chill time. We're talking about stuff. I did the whole little thank you gifts and stuff. We talked about that, and then we did character creation, and I taught them the game. All of that took an hour and a half. So now the actual character creation took way less time than that, because if you think of the whole big picture. So they were impressed in general with how quick and easy that was to make characters. Cool. And they also all three made characters from scratch. So now I'm freaking out because I have an hour and a half to run this one shot. And this one shot, by the way, I was going to say this at the beginning. This one shot is called the Living Tower is what I've named it. It's the Living Tower. It is going to be one of the one shots in the official DC20 Kickstarter's PDF of the one shot collection. The one shot collection is 7 one shots, which actually are going to be more 1/2/3 shots adventures to be able to run. It's going to be a PDF of all those 7 different things all in one PDF, and one of those one shots is going to be the one that I ran for Brendan Lee Mulligan and the Brian Gar and Taylor Moore. That's going to be in there. So with that being in there, anything I say from this point forward is going to be spoiler free. You don't have to worry about me spoiling the one shot or watching as a player or game master or whatever like that. I'm going to keep all of that neutral. You might get some story beats or vague story beats, but no spoilers whatsoever as far as that goes. So no worries there. But I now knew I had a full-blown one shot to run in an hour and a half, which included 2 combats, 2 challenges. Yeah. So here we go. Then I had to run into it. So now I basically started off by saying, hey guys, if there's anybody in the world that I'd want to role play with, it would be y'all. But I'm going to bite the bullet on this one, and we are going to kind of fast track and like fast forward through a lot of the role play bits, because essentially all the role play bits, a lot of the role play, anytime you're talking in character and enjoying that type of thing, that can almost be in any TTRPG. You can be playing other games in role play, and there's not, if there's not mechanics present, you know what I mean? So I really wanted to showcase the mechanics of DC20 and all the different aspects and the ways in which you can use them across all aspects of all 3 pillars of the game: combat, exploration, social, everything. So I wanted to showcase that. So that was a little disclaimer, and let's go. So the first thing we did was a fate roll story moment. And this is always a fun way to start things off, is everybody roll a D20. So everybody rolls a D20, and then whoever rolls the highest saved the day, and whoever rolled the lowest beefed it and screwed the whole thing up. And as we did that, Brennan rolled the lowest and Taylor rolled the highest. And I was like, all right, cool. So in general, with the story I had them tell was, what was the last adventure you guys went on? Because they're about to go on another one, but what was the last one you went on? And this in general also is another good little game master tip here, to build in a one shot, build some sort of history with a group, so that this is literally the first time these players are playing these characters sitting at the same table. It's a great icebreaker, just as for the record. Because again, like I said, I made this one shot to be the best possible pitch that I could have of ever playing a game, which is another reason why I want to give it to you guys. Because if you want to play this with your friends, this would be the recommended one that I would say to do, because I made it the most important one shot I've ever made. So I start off with that icebreaker of everybody rolls the dice, and then they got to tell a story about, like, okay, cool, so what was the last mission you went on? And this is no spoilers, because this is something they made up, has nothing to do with the one shot. They're like, yeah, so we went on a search and rescue mission. We went on there was a person that was kidnapped, and we got to go rescue the person who was being kidnapped. And then Brennan chimed in, and he's like, yeah, but the person already got rescued, and we attacked the people that rescued them. So it was a hilarious scene of these 3 guards kind of walking down the road with an unconscious NPC that was the target of who got kidnapped, already on their backs, who they just rescued from the bad guys on the way back to town, and they ambushed those people. So another thing I did, the second part, is we did a flashback combat. And what a flashback combat is, and another little tip to you guys if y'all want to teach people the game, is I want to throw people into combat as soon as humanly possible when you run a one-shot. You just want to throw some combat. Let's get our hands dirty. Let's play with these characters a little bit, right? So a flashback one-shot is great because we're already in a flashback, and I can end it at any moment and pull the cord. So we flash back to that combat. So I literally put their pieces down on the battle mat, and we had a combat of those 3 guards walking with the NPC and then busting out of the forest to attack. and roll for initiative. They're like, oh my God, we're playing. Wait, we're going to play like the moment we just made up out of our heads. We're going to play that moment out right now. And I said, roll for initiative. We rolled for initiative. I taught them how the initiative worked and all that kind of stuff. And all we did was 1 round of combat. Done. And I just made up NPCs. I made up monsters on the fly, which is really easy to do in DC20. You just give them a condition and they spend action points to do it, whatever. And we went through 1 round of combat. Super cool. Flashback ends, right? So it was also some cool character building because as the fate roll said, Brennan rolled the lowest, and he's like, "Get him!" kept confidently saying that these were the people. It was great. So that was the flashback combat, and then we went into a help challenge, and nobody has ever seen or heard of a help challenge because I've not released any content on this. A help challenge is another way that you can accomplish something that sometimes you might run into some problems with in D&D. But a help challenge basically is where one person's trying to do something and the other PCs get to help them do that thing. Now, when does that happen when you're playing TTRPGs? I mean, it happens a decent amount where somebody wants to do this one big thing and it's really important and it's all on them. But what is everybody else doing, right? And then you have the thing where somebody's like, oh, I want to help them. Okay, I have advantage. La-di-da. Wow, what a great story moment. What a great teamwork feel. No, that sucks. So just say you help and then they get advantage. And if somebody else wants to help, they can't because advantage doesn't stack or whatever. And then I'm sure, blah, right? So a help challenge is one person's making a check and everybody else describes what they're doing, whether it be mechanically or roleplay wise or creative wise or whatever. And they get a D6 dice to roll, a D6 help dice to help that one person. And the DC is pretty high. The DC is pretty high and the check's probably so high to where that one person couldn't do it alone. And they have to roll the check, add in the help dice, and see how high they can get together as a team to try and accomplish that goal. And it's DC20, so every 5 you succeed by gets you more successes. Every 5 that you fail by, maybe more worse stuff happens. You get the idea. So I ran them a help challenge. The help challenge was basically structured around a tryout. They were trying to try out and impress somebody. So it had a bit of a social aspect to it, and things that they said mattered, and some other things that I won't get into for spoiler reasons. But they failed miserably, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Brennan and Bria both came up with next level ideas, and they rolled their help dice. They rolled pretty well, and then Taylor was the one that was going to go and be the main man here, and he rolled with advantage. I gave him advantage for some really cool ideas he has. Okay, all right, make it an advantage, and he rolled a 1 and a 2. With advantage. So he got a 2 plus, and then they failed. So they did not get enough success. They did not hit the DC to be able to get it right. I almost said success points, but that's a skill challenge thing. This is a help challenge. So they did not hit that DC and they failed, which I also got to showcase in DC20, the failing forward concept of, yes, you failed, but they still get the contract. I'm not going to end the one shot here and be like, oh, you don't get the contract now. Like, they failed. And the fail state for this was you get the contract, but you don't get any extra healing potions or nice rewards or any extra bobs and bits. You don't get any extra cool stuff. You get the contract and you move forward. So all they got was the contract and 1 healing potion and a funny little story moment about how they got the contract, but that doesn't matter. And spoilers. So that was cool. Then I had to fast forward and cut everything else. Like, there were so many things about travel and then resting and then entering into the place where they were going and like how to get into there. I had to fast forward through all of it. I did stop and do a fate challenge to showcase everybody roll a D20. Whoever rolls the lowest. A fate roll is just a flat D20 roll, if you're not familiar. A fate challenge is everybody rolls a D20. Whoever rolls the lowest, something bad happens to that person. And usually I also kind of pair in whoever rolls the highest has a chance to help them, maybe, right? Depending on how things go. But I am not going to get into that as well. But they thought that was an interesting little take. And just the story. They said, I really feel the story and the dice connecting to the story and the creativity. I feel so creative. I feel like we can do so much and we can tell such a good story. That was a little a moment that we all had there. And then we did a combat skill challenge. Again, no specific details. We did a combat skill challenge where they had to fight stuff. They're attacked by things, wildly crazy things that they described, and we can just. But there's no minis. There's no roll for initiative. It doesn't take an hour because time's ticking down at this point. So we did a combat skill challenge, and they described all the stuff they were doing. They did this whole teamwork thing together, and they're like, "All right, here we go. Let's see how it goes." And then Brennan rolled first. and he rolled a natural 1. And in a combat skill challenge, you take damage if you fail. So he took 3 points of true damage in the middle of this from whatever happened, and he was getting eaten by something. And a lovely bit of character building there as well of how he described that. As the other two, I was like, it's down to you two guys now. You got to get 3 successes, and there's just 2 of y'all. And then Abria rolled really well, got 2 successes. Taylor rolled just well enough, got 1 success, and they succeeded. They picked up the slack of Brennan. It's crazy to say. I can even razz him for that. But they succeeded. Nice. And they got a combat inspiration. Now, another thing is if I ever run a challenge leading up to a combat, especially I wanted to showcase here a combat skill challenge that leads into a combat immediately. I like to have the reward be combat inspiration. So they already had it at the beginning of the game. I gave everybody inspiration, which is just game master inspiration. It's a D6. You can add it to any D20 roll you want after you make the roll and see all that stuff. You get the idea. Combat inspiration works the same way, but it can only be for the next combat you have. And then after that, it's gone, right? So you got to use it during this combat or it's gone, right? And you can do that in other ways. But anyway, we're not tired of talking about inspiration. And all of that matters because of the wild and crazy roll that Brennan had that just broke the game in the best way possible and showcased DC20 in the best way possible, all in one moment. Absolutely insane. The stars aligned, fate aligned. One of the wildest moments happened where the dice and the player character choices showcased DC20 in the best way I could have possibly ever asked for. So we're getting to it. Combat happens. Again, not describing anything in the combat. They are in the final combat of this one shot, and we got like, I think 40 minutes on the clock, 30 minutes on the clock of I was like, here we go. But they already learned combat from that little intro tutorial thing, so it went a lot faster, and they understood how things kind of worked. So first round of combat, I have it all here, what all happened. Abria was first up. She won the initiative. Abria's first up. One action point to heal because she used the Angelborn feature of a heal situation, and then she used her second action point to analyze creature. Abria is a beautiful player, beautiful mind. Come on, get out of here. My heart grew 3 sizes. Like, that's the type of stuff that game masters want from the players, to engage with the world in these cool and unique ways and analyze creature. You know how many times somebody's used analyze creature? And I have played DC20 more than anybody in the world. And the amount of times that somebody's analyzed creature, I can count on one hand. And, it's beautiful. I love it. It was amazing. And without her analyzing creature, it would not have led to the moment that happened, and it all mattered. So crazy. So she analyzed creature, rolled high enough on the knowledge check and everything, and learned something about this big, very large monster they were fighting. And she learned 2 things. That it had PDR, meaning that if you have to roll a heavy hit to be able to bypass that PDR. It had a lot of PDR. It had a PDR of 2, just whoa. And it had another effect where if you deal big damage to one single hit, a big hit, it has a weakness. And those are the 2 things I told her, right? So that was analyzed creature, 2 action points down. And then she did bless and gave everybody bless. Awesome. And rolled high enough to be able to get everybody. So Abria's turn, bang. Then it was the big monster's turn. Now it's my turn. I get to try and showcase some elements of DC20. So big, huge monster runs up, hits Abria real hard. But who's right next to Abria? Brennan's character, who's playing a tank. And what does he do? Reaction, raise shield. Brennan was tanking in DC20, and tanking is my favorite thing to do in any TTRPG or MMORPG. I love tanking, and to see Brennan tank, I tear. I had a tear. I sucked it back up so they didn't see it, but amazing. Raise shield. The thing dealt 3 damage, but raise shield -2 only dealt 1 damage. Sick. And then Brennan's like, oh, okay. So you can tank in DC20. And I was like, oh my God, yes, you can. Thank you. Oh, you see it. So now Brennan's 1 action point down. Keep that in mind, because that's going to matter for his wild turn, which wasn't even on his turn. Another showcase of DC20. Anyway, so that's Abria's turn, or that's the monster's turn. Oh, sorry. Monster ran forward, smacked Abria, but Brennan blocked it, right? And then two action, grabbed up Abria's character and threw it across the room into Taylor's character, showcasing throwing, showcasing collision damage, and all this other kind of stuff. And so that was another. I'm purposely trying to showcase mechanics. Grabbing and throwing is a great a tool there to showcase some fun stuff with DC20. So there's that. Now it's Taylor's turn, and this is where everything went wild. Taylor used Psychic Fear. So Psychic Fear on the big, huge monster. Big, huge monster failed to save, turns, and has to spend its action, spend an action point immediately to run away as far as it can. Just one action point. It's one action point down. That's a nice thing. And it provokes an opportunity attack from Brennan, who is standing right there. So Brennan's like, oh, heck yeah, I get an opportunity attack, right? And I was like, yeah, that's of course, yep. He's like, well, now, how much can I pump into this? And I was like, oh, yes. Which also is a side note. It's like a word that people just naturally use with DC. How many action points can I pump in? I'm going to pump some mana, pump some stamina, pump some action points. So to hear him use that phraseology that so many other people have used was kind of cool too. He's like, I want to go all out on this. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's go. And he only had 3 action points, remember, because he did the raised shield. So he only had 3 action points. He's like, okay, so I want to attack and I want to add a knockback maneuver. I want to make an attack, add a knockback maneuver. I want to give myself advantage on this because, also side note from a tactical standpoint, he wanted to give himself advantage so he could try and get a high roll to be able to deal a lot of damage. And then he spent a stamina point to make a power attack, right? So I was like, wow, he literally went all out, right? They're level 1, by the way, if I never said that. So now he's adding a knockback also for a reason, because there was something in the way. This creature was running to another creature that was standing right here. So he wanted to add a knockback maneuver. And in the moment I ruled that the knockback, the creature's already running, the knockback would be him stumbling forward and smash into this creature, which is awesome, right? Now the creature's larger than him, so it rolled with advantage, still failed, etc. But so the knockback was successful and he rolls. But here's the thing. He rolled with advantage because he gave himself advantage, and he rolled the combat inspiration, and he rolled the dungeon master inspiration, and he rolled Abria's bless that he just was given. So he rolled 2 d20s, 2 d6s, and a d4, rolled it on the dice, on the d20 dice, was a 2 and a 19. So, I mean, I guess it could have been a natural 20, but the dice were in Brennan's favor. He rolled a 19 on the dice, plus 4 for his attack check, rolled like a 6 on one of the d6s, a 4 or 5 on the other one, rolled the d4, and he got a 34 to hit, which was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Obviously, that's just some wild level of brutal. He dealt like 8 points of damage with a single one-handed weapon. As he just, I don't want to describe the creature again for spoiler reasons, but big, massive blow to the creature. Literally, effectively one-shot this big creature because of some of the effects of dealing big damage to it, and that's all I'll say there. But effectively one-shot it to the point where it was rendered useless in one moment. And it was just a crazy moment, y'all, to see that happen. I got up out of the table. I was walking around. They were like high-fiving. It was an electric moment that you all know the type of moment I'm talking about. And for that moment to happen, that's not on me. That's on the players that do really cool creative stuff together and play the game together. And that's on, in some ways, DC20's rules to allow the overlap of abilities and all of that type of stuff to be together in that way. And all of that was triggered together because Abria did bless and Abria did analyze creature to learn about this big thing, to have Brennan be like, I'm just going to hit it once real big. And then Taylor did the psychic fear to trigger the opportunity attack for Brennan to pour everything into. And it was wild, absolutely wild. And so there was a moment where like Brennan Lee Mulligan just rolled a 34 to one shot and like like whenever game masters get their monster gets ruined and they can't do anything anymore, and there's that like that funny adversarial vibe. To have that with Brennan in that moment was my highlight of the whole situation, to see all three of them play together. And then to follow it up, Abria said something that hit with me hard there too. She said, I don't know, I have never felt so much teamwork in a game like this right now. I feel like we are fighting this thing together. Because literally they were. Everyone was overlapping their stuff. And then Taylor's like, wait, this is my turn. So Brennan had the spotlight from this big, huge thing he did on Taylor's turn. So that was just also funny for Taylor to have that realization. Like, wait a second, it's my turn. So that was absolutely crazy. And so then at the end of Taylor's turn, he cast another spell, and I initiated a spell duel. So that there's another the bad guy that got ran into. Initiated a spell duel. Tried to cancel a spell. It worked. The spell duel worked. I canceled the spell. Also being able to showcase how cool spell duels are and the kind of cool flavor of how the spell duel happened in the midair. Yeah, I don't want to get into that too. But then that was the first round. And so now we're into round 2. Some other enemies are doing things and other stuff's going on. I'm not going to get into all of that. I'm kind of focusing on what the players did. But then the second round, everybody just got to clean up. Abria, at the end of the round, Brennan's character went last and his turn was immediately over. Beautiful, because he spent all of his action points in one turn and then it was done. And they also love that concept. So Brennan actually showcased one of the coolest aspects of DC20 about how action points work. And he's like, I love that. I could choose to spend all my action points and take my turn now. Because technically he did 2 turns. He raised shield to block for an ally and he poured everything he got into one single attack. Beautiful. And it was efficient for him too, because his character has a very slow movement speed, and he purposely wanted. He's like, no, I don't want to run after this thing and spend an action point to run after it. I'm just going to take it now. So it was. It all just worked out, and it was a really cool showcase. So then the second round of combat, Abria and Taylor both kind of go after 2 different monsters, take them both out. Taylor takes out the boss, and we ended with a big, huge shebang. And we also ended on, give me a story fate roll. And they're like, wait, what? And so the story fate roll, and this was an Abria Irongar move, as another props to Abria, is I had him roll a fate roll. High, there's the way the story ends goes this way. Low, the way the story ends goes this way. And you can kind of see how that could lead if this was a campaign or something. And it continues off in these different branching directions based on this fate roll, which is a fun thing to do. So they rolled, Brennan rolled. I told Brennan, you have to be the one to make the final roll. He rolled it, got a 6. And the fate roll was a different story, a little bit of a dark twist to the end. And we ended the one shot. So it was absolutely crazy to hear, to see how excited they were. Abria kept saying multiple times, this is so much fun, and just genuine excitement at the table, saying things, seeing Brennan realize and understand why the rules were the certain way and play it, them all playing masterfully, like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna use action points like they played before. It was so cool. An absolutely insane experience, and I think the last comment that rang with me is Brennan called it a masterpiece. Was the word that kind of just hit me there. He said it's made to enhance and spotlight creativity, and that means a lot to me. My tagline since the beginning on YouTube is stay creative and think outside the box, and for him to see. For him to see that in my game, that I've worked so hard to make sure that there's windows to set people up for success, for the game masters to run. And one of the things I told Brandon at the beginning is I'm sitting at and I said this to them, I'm sitting at a table with, in my opinion, the 2 best game masters in the world, right? But I want people that have just started game mastering, brand new, they've never done it before, and they're trying to run a game. I want to support that person and have rules that are epic and lead to storytelling, lead to epic moments, are fun, they don't get in the way, they can fade into the background. And I want them to have that as the base foundation of the rules so that it's just fun no matter what. And if you get better at game mastering, it's even more fun for your players. And so for Brennan to see that this is really made for people that set people up to shine and let their creativity shine and let storytelling and teamwork all come together, that was awesome, and the whole thing was awesome. So then I had some parting gifts for them at the end as like a thank you gift. It was like, so I got them a mimic bag. There was on the convention floor at Get Gen Con, there's these really well done mimic like black leather mimic bags that I got them, which I thought was fitting based on the living tower. It does have to do with things coming to life and animation of things, but that's not a spoiler. So got him that, some other cool little things, and we all kind of talked. I gave them the action track. So the action trackers that I normally have to show, I don't even have that action tracker because I gave it to them, and it was a wild experience that I will never forget. and it was a blast. And then we all kind of, I already showed the pictures there of us all hugging up and stuff after that. So we all kind of hung out afterwards and kind of talked about some of the rules, talked about how the game works, talked about how the whole thing went down, and then they had to go do that game I just showed you. So that is the story of Gen Con and the wildest game that I've ever played. So there you go. And we're done, people. We're done, people. There's the hydration check. Yes. Okay. All right. I see the chat now. Oh man. So yeah. Fantastic. Tristan, it literally couldn't have gone any better. Wait, genuine question. Why aren't the 0.9 rules public? 0.9 is not done yet, Vivi. 0.9 is not released. 0.8 is released. And that's what was released to all backers, and it's on the website now. So yeah. Wolves, you pulled the super chats for me. Oh, thank you, Wolves. I'll go check on those. Dimension DC20. Hey, it is there. Enjoyed feeling you work hard to make it amazing, deserve the praise. Thank you, Claudio. So yeah. Vladimir, they did not have any suggestions they did not have any critiques. I asked them, I was like, hey, so like what? They're like, I mean, it was great. I got so and honestly, and this is not a brag. This is just genuinely, in the majority of playtests that I run, I don't get negative feedback. And it's honestly something that's kind of like, I want negative feedback. Like the game designer in me wants negative feedback so I can tweak, but in general, I just don't get it. And that's not me saying that as a boast in any way. That's just like, it just doesn't happen. And if it is, we talk about it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I see that. And it was more so towards the beginning, but more recently, it just hasn't happened like that. So, and then, nice try, Kaler. So yeah, there we go. Wish fulfill. Oh, filmed. Yeah, no, there's no way. I wasn't going to film it. It was just a genuine, I just wanted to play with them. They're already on camera enough. They just were going to be on camera minutes after that. So I didn't want them to have to worry about that again, you know? So yeah, we'll see where that goes. That's funny. That was absolutely crazy. Okay, let's go back to the super chats that I missed. Player Alfred yep, okay. So nice whenever heroes prove themselves to be better than you hope you expected and more real. 100%. Even like I'm even gonna like, this isn't throwing them under the bus. This is throwing them on top of the bus. What? Just seeing how Brennan and Abria interacted with the staff, the people they'd never met before, people coming and trying to offer and help with things, him talking to his assistant, like just the kindest people I've ever met. Crazy. Like genuinely, he bought me food. Brennan bought me food while we're playing. He's like, hey, you want some macaroni and cheese? I was like, yeah, thanks, man. So he bought me some mac and cheese that I did not eat during, because me and Brennan, the one aspect that we are the most opposite in is he loves to snack while playing. My body shuts off anything else but game mastering while I play. Nothing else matters. I don't pee. I don't eat. I don't blink. It's nothing but the game, right? All the food guy came and got there as we were playing and stuff. And then after the game ended, I didn't say this part in the story, but after the game ended, my body shut down. After the game ended, I just crashed hard. I left. I said bye to everybody, all that kind of stuff. I got the hugs and pictures and stuff, and then I left. And I just like walked out of the convention hall. I walked back to the showroom floor. I sat in a corner by myself with my little box of food that Brennan bought me, and I just sat there alone. I mean, there's people all walking around, but I'm just sitting there sitting on the floor in the corner. And I just sat there. And I just ate the mac and cheese. So yeah, yeah. But no, they were the truly the nicest people ever. That absolutely crazy, even more than I could have ever imagined. And then Rex Room says, right now I'm fanboying vicariously through you. Hopefully one day I can meet them and you. Thrilled to hear things went so well. Now we need DC20 D20 plus Dimension 20 plus DC20. I know, right? Dimension 20, DC20. It's already there. You know what I'm saying? Party Hardy, Grandma Tax, my 81-year-old grandmother, played DC20. She complained 10 minutes in that the rules are too complicated and then caught on real quick using her first D20 and Cleric Wisp. Elf's Cleric's Whip. Let's go. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, a lot of times you just got to let them play. You just got to let them play right off the bat. So thank you, Party Hardy, for telling me about your 81-year-old grandma. That's funny. Peak D&D, late fee from the Peak. Love you, Coach. Hey, what's up, buddy? You should have came, Ben. You should have been there. Me and Max hung out. Me and you could have hung out. Come on, man. What are you doing? Wheeler, I'm playing a level 2 Spellblade in our test campaign. The super chat is a bribe to ensure that you never nerf that class. Whirlwind Smite has changed my life. Oh my gosh. Never nerf that class. That is awesome. That is awesome. I love that. I love that. And then Hethathan. Oh my God, Hethathan. With a massive super chat. This is the happiest day of my week. He liked it. Nice job, Coach. You killed it. Oh man, thanks for that, brother. Thanks for that, dude. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Okay, like we're back to live chat. Thank you, Hethathan. Oh man. All right. So there is your daughter's going to run the Haunted as her first DM experience with no spoilers. I'll be a player. Do you have any single piece of advice you could pass on to her? Snoz Gobbler. How can I give her advice? How can I give her advice without spoiling things? My biggest advice that I would give her, with as little spoilers as possible, is in the rival combat, hide a spellcaster and have them spell duel somebody as their big reveal that they're there, right? And have them go later in initiative on purpose. There's that. So there's that. How will currency work in DC20? Wealth, gold. There's going to be both systems. There is going to be gold as far as that's concerned. I do think there should be gold. There's going to be a straight up gold system. And then there's going to be a variant wealth rule that I think is the way it's going to be currently working. But that's all speculation and just off the top of my head type stuff. But there you go. And then, yeah, that's the whole thing, guys. That's the whole thing. The item doc is a unique item that makes a reference to a certain pantheon of gods' secret lore. Oh, yeah. So the example item is just that it's truly an example item. That is not a canon item, for the record, Liam. So don't read too much into that, right? Not a lore stream. That's funny. So yeah. Oh, people's hunted one shot turned into campaigns. That's so cool. I love that. I love that. That's so cool. All right, so here's what we're doing, y'all. Let's do the double giveaway. We're doing 2 giveaways. The first person that I'm giving away gets the deluxe tier, and the second person gets the general DC20 upgrade. So everybody say something in the chat. Everybody say Brennan Abria rocks, or Taylor is the best producer manager ever. Whatever you want to say. So you have to say something in the chat, or else the bot won't know you're there. So there's that. And yeah. We're going to give away 2 things here. Also, for the record, how the DC20 giveaway works, the regular one. The first one is just straight up, I'm giving away a deluxe tier, which is the $265, I think it was, tier. Giving that away. If you already have it, here's how this is also going to work. If I give it away to somebody who also already backed the Kickstarter, if you've backed at a lower level, I'll just swap that out, and then I'll give this away the next live stream. I'll give you away your other version, right? So if you backed at like the $65 tier, then whoop, you get the $265 tier, and then next live stream I'll give away another one just in case. But if somebody gets it that doesn't have anything, then there you go. And then also for the DC20 bonus giveaway that I always do every live stream, if you backed, I look at what you backed and I give you bonuses based on what you backed. So I'll add on an extra book, I'll add on dice, I'll add on an action tracker bundle, I'll add on whatever, right? And if you did not back, then you get straight up get DC20 and the Monster Starter Pack. Is that you get 2 PDFs, bang, bang, right there. The core rules of the actual game itself, which also upgrades eventually to be the final version, and the Monster Starter Pack, which has a bunch of stuff in it right now for making monsters, and it's the only 2 PDFs available for DC20 right now. So here we go. Let us do the giveaway. First giveaway is for the deluxe tier. Winner, chicken dinner, winner. Bang, bada, bang, bada, bang, bada, bang, bada, bang, bang, bang. Come on, Nightbot. Are you here with me, Nightbot? Are you with me, Nightbot? And the winner is, Nightbot is here. And the winner is Wolves of the Night. Wolves of the Night is one of my moderators. So that is awesome. Wolves of the Night, I know, is here. So that's awesome. That's awesome. And Wolves of the Night says, no. Oh, that's funny. You know what? I actually know that Wolves has that. And Wolves is a moderator. So here's what we're going to do. And like I said, the spirit of this giveaway, for everybody who's here who, whenever I talked about that, the spirit of this giveaway, I'm just going to upgrade Wolves tier. So Wolves, message me right now, say I won, ? I'm just going to go to your tier and backer kit and add more stuff onto you. And we're running it back again. So Wolves, I've given Wolves the deluxe tier. He already got one for all the stuff he does for me on this. I already upgraded him for that, so I already know that. So I'm just gonna give him even more because he technically won that just now. And we're running it back. We're doing it again. This is now for the deluxe tier. We're doing it again. So this winner is the deluxe tier winner. Wolves is going to get his bonus and going to get all this stuff. He's going to be fine. Wolves, message me whatever you want. I'll add it to there. But here we go. And the winner is, man, the chat's moving fast. Wait. Double dub. Double dub is the winner. Double dub. Let's go. Double dub. And then there we go. Double dub. Nice. There we go. Charlie Wolf. Discord moderators is the amount of stuff that Wolves does on Discord has been crazy, and he's been killing it. But don't worry, Charlie, I see you. I got your email. I got you. I just haven't been able to respond to it yet. So there you go, Double Dub. Congrats, Double Dub. Let's go. Where is Double Dub? Did Double Dub respond? Double Dub. There's so many people. I can't. There's no way. Oh, Double Dub. Oh my freaking. Double Dub said, oh my freaking. Channel activity. Can I go to him? He just said, oh my freaking. Nice. So there we go. We got it. Double dub. So now, oh my god. So Double Dub, and the next person who wins this next thing, Double Dub, message a moderator on Discord, right? Go to Discord. Look for the red names, not the pink names, but the red names. Message one of them. Say, oh my god, I just won. And then we'll get you set up. I'll get your email. I'll get you all set up and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. Now, next winner. And the winner, all you gotta do is say something in chat, and you'll already have done that. So as long as you've said something in chat, you can win. It's free to enter. So winner, this one's the last one, and this one's the standard. Just a general you get a copy of DC20. Unless you back the Kickstarter, then you get more. And the winner is the final winner of the night, Ken Marino. Gosh, y'all, with so many people chatting, this moves so fast. I don't know how big streamers do this. You know, people that have like Asmongold or something has like thousands of people. Like, I don't understand. I don't even understand. I guess that's why they have to do the thank you all so much. Let's love. So Ken, gotcha. I got you, dude. Message moderator. There we go. And that is how the cookie crumbles. Nightbot doesn't love me anymore. Yeah, Fanboy KC won like 2 or 3 times in a row. I think he won 2 times and then didn't win one and then did win one. So yeah, absolutely. Fanboy, yeah, I think you're in cooldown for now. So heck yeah, winners are on Discord already. Nice, let's go. So we are good. That is the live stream. We will hit it back up next week with actual Q&A. I just wanted to truly share with you guys the story, and then I think I can even show this now here too. Where is oh, there we go. Oh, this is sitting at the table. I mean, hold on, let me switch this back over here. So this is sitting at the table. Hey. So crazy, so freaking crazy. And then and this is my hand shaking. I was literally like, my hands were like quivering. So I was like, what is going on? But yeah. that was something else. But thanks for sharing. Thanks for hearing my story. And we'll see where that whole thing goes. And that was just wild. And DC20 was they liked it. So yeah, it did work out. So next week, I'll see you guys again next week, and same time, same place, and we'll do another Q&A. So boom. Wait, enjoy the and thank you for all the freaking gifted members and all that kind of stuff. We had like 30 gifted members. That was crazy. So thank you for that again. Love you guys. Stay creative. Things to the box.